So after we got into this car accident on our way to the court date where we're trying to get a judge to give us permission to get an abortion as teenagers without parents knowing, right? We get into this car accident. My first thought was, I gotta get to the courthouse. I didn't care if he was all right. I didn't care if I was all right. At the time, I didn't care if the baby was all right. All I knew is I'm running late to get to the courthouse. You know, back then, we didn't have Uber and Lyft to call a quick ride, and I didn't have any money for a taxi or a cab. So at that point, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta call and tell somebody so they can give me a ride downtown. And one of my close friends at the time, he lived right up the street. So I was like, oh my goodness, I gotta call him and tell him. So I called my friend. He comes to the scene. He's making sure we are okay. And I was like, we fine. I'm trying to get to the courthouse. I'm like, can you give me a ride to the courthouse? And he was like, you was just in an accident. You trying to go to the courthouse? What's going on? So I had to tell him that I'm pregnant. We're pregnant, trying to get an abortion. I got a court date. I got to go in front of a judge to try to explain my case so he can give me permission to get an abortion at 17 years old without parents knowing. And he was like, I don't think you should do this, but I'll take you. You know, he went ahead and took me. He sat in the back of the courtroom while I was up there talking to a judge, explaining my case. The judge told me basically that he felt that I was mature and responsible enough to decide to get an abortion on my own without telling any parents or any adults. So he stamped, that court paperwork, gave me the seal of approval, and I went straight back to Planned Parenthood and scheduled an appointment to get my abortion.